some older friends of ours that have kind of been mentors in our marriage for the last 5 years have kind of hinted like, hey, you should really try this cruise. And to be completely honest, I was a little offended because I was like, we have a good marriage. And I was like, we don't need that. And she kept kind of bringing it back to me. And then last year, just God really pressed on her heart. It was like, all right, no more excuses. We're just gonna go. That in all my infinite wisdom, I totally misjudged and didn't account for was the presence of the Holy Spirit. Because it wasn't just the sessions and stuff. It was that, yeah, there's thousands of couples here, here pursuing God, people from all walks of life and all denominations and all sorts of different stories and baggage just come together. I mean, it strengthens your faith to no other because it's just such a powerful thing. God poured fresh fire on our marriage and just showed us so many different things. Shortly after that, my wife got a cough that kind of wouldn't go away. And then it got to the point where she was having a little trouble catching her breath and breathing and stuff. And so we went in to the ER and they did an x-ray and they said, hey, the reason you can't breathe is because your lung is completely filled. Like the x-ray showed her lung that was completely black. And he goes, I don't know how to tell you this, but behind your sternum is a massive tumor that's crushing your lung and it's moved your breathing tube. And it's around the aorta of your heart, and it's probably cancer, and it's going to be a really long haul.
And when we first got diagnosed, it was so surreal, and I couldn't believe it. I wasn't processing it. I was like, God, I know you can take this away from me tomorrow, but He whispered to me, He said, it's going to be a journey for you, because I want you to share my glory with others. That was my strength to go through this each day, that He saw fit for me to walk through this journey, a journey I never anticipated. Our little son, Miles, 6 years old, and he would just come up and speak to me, and he'd see me crying on the porch, and he'd just put his hand on my shoulder, and he's like, Mom, it's okay. Just let God do His work. This childlike faith, and I love my son so much, and just for his sweet words to just come out of such a pure heart, I just felt like Jesus just spoke through him.
They said, well, you got to get into Cleveland Clinic. You got to see someone who's seen everything. This is as bad as it gets. And the director called. And we got up there. He walked in the room and looked at the CAT scan, and he said, I'm moving my trip. I'm flying back in Sunday night and 5 a.m. I want you here. We get one shot at this. And that's when I had talked to our friends that we had met last year on the cruise. We were on that cruise, we met this couple, and we just connected. He's an anesthesiologist out there in Minnesota. And so after the cruise, we continued our friendship, and then they found out what was going on, and their hearts were, aching for us. And right before we were gonna go in and do the biopsy, and he had reached out to the team at Cleveland Clinic and just shared his heart and said, hey, I know these people, and they're special. She gets back there, the director of anesthesiology and the whole team was there, and just said, hey, we're here to pray for you. We're here to lay hands on you and pray for you. News travels. And so they had got his message, and they prayed for my wife before she went in. And they paged me back to the room, and that's when the doctor said, hey, I don't know how this is gonna go. This is bad. And we did our first chemo, 8-hour chemo, and they sent us home. And so we just put out a message, hey, this Sunday night at our house, we're gonna have some worship, and we wanna pray together. People from all walks of life, every denomination, came and laid hands on my wife and anointed her with oil and said, God, we come to you. And we asked for a miracle. And 2 days later, we went back to Cleveland for our first PET scan, and the doctor sits us down, and she's like, PET scan came back 100% clear. There's literally not one spot of cancer in your wife. And they said, we're no longer talking about remission. with this miraculous gift, we're talking about a cure, like he never had it. And I knew in that moment God had went before us with his love and grace and mercy and prepared us for this. One of our doctors just said, "Congratulations, Tara. No lymphoma, no cancer, full remission. Congratulations. Enjoy your cruise."
God took me through the valley, but it was a dark valley, but it was through the valley. So much good had come out of this, what we would call a really bad and tragic situation, that I just wanted to thank him. That I wanted to thank him because my kids got to see first and foremost, firsthand, who their God was. And it was a roller coaster of emotions, but it's through that darkest valley that I felt the closest to the Lord I think that I've ever been.